nations for ancient indigenous nations. This is a profound intergovernmental body. More than 100 ancient nations are already part.
This one truth can heal you so much, mentally and physically. This one truth can bring so much of inner healing. This one truth can expand you so much to accommodate others in your personality or in your space. This one truth can expand you so much in the spiritual level. I can say this one truth can be called as Sarvaroga Nivarani. It is the medicine for everything, whether it is physical problem, mental problem, or like addiction, or guilt, or depression, loneliness, boredom, all major issues related to your mind and problems of your mind can be handled just by this one truth. And important thing in this truth is you don't need to practice anything. All you need to do is understand clearly and a strong understanding. If you can answer all the questions which is raised by your mind, that is enough. Nothing else needs to be done. There is nothing to be come back to the original space, or the space of being unclutched. Not only physical and mental things, even in the spiritual level, this one truth straight away liberates you. This is the path and the goal. It is always path separate and goal is separate. Now here, the path and the goal both are one and the same. The moment you understand, you are free. Once you understand this truth, you won't even do separate meditations. Actually, I am trying to even remove meditation from your life. Remove all kinds of conditionings from your life. All kinds of rules and regulations from your life. Giving you a totally different center from where you can act. Not only act, you can be. Now, either you act or be. I am giving you a totally different center from where you can act and be. You can be completely settled into your being. At the same time, you can be alive, involved with your life, which can transform the very identity which you are carrying. To tell you, this is the highest Vedantic truth. But the difficult thing with this thing is, usually so easily you don't receive the truth. It takes long time. This truth is so clear, straight. The essence, this is what they call Brahmopadesham. The ultimate initiation. Giving this truth and helping the other person to experience this truth is what I call Brahmopadesham. Giving the ultimate initiation or ultimate teaching. With this teaching, now all your Vedanta will fall in place. All your knowledge will fall in place. Without this key technique, without this key truth, whatever you read will be only words. With this one truth, now everything will fall in place. You feel everything is reality. Now whatever you read, everything will become experience. There is no need to do something separately. Just this one single understanding By your very nature, you are unclutched. Your thoughts are completely unconnected, independent, and illogical. Not only that, constantly your thoughts are replaced. Constantly you are renouncing. You are constantly renouncing. There is no need for you to separately practice renunciation. By your very nature, you are renouncing. Renunciation is your very nature. Unless you renounce, you can't be alive. Even if you try to hold on to something, you can't hold on. See, for example, some joyful memory, some blissful thing. Even if you try, you can't hold on. You will be renouncing it by your very nature. Or something which you want to renounce, even if you try to push, just because you are pushing, you will be creating more problem. If you just keep quiet, automatically you will forget about it. People who are addicted, they come and tell me, Swamiji, I am addicted to this, how can I forget? Don't bother, simply relax, forget about dropping that habit. Simply that habit will drop. Don't force yourself too much to get rid of addiction. You may think, oh, what is this, Swamiji, what are you teaching? With all my effort, I am not able to forget. How do you say I will forget if I don't put effort? By putting your effort, you are trying to elongate that shaft. And constantly you remember and teach yourself, you are addicted, you are addicted, you are addicted. I tell you, first thing, do not bother about renouncing something, because by your very nature you renounce. When you try to renounce something forcibly, you create more and more connection, a more and more lengthy shaft about that product or about that habit, about that thing. You try to connect, create chain, bigger link. What I am saying may look impractical logically, but this is the way mind works. Or try your best to drop something, some addiction. You can never be successful. You can never be successful. Even if you drop, you may be dropping out of some fear or greed, which is much bigger addiction. If you drop smoking out of some fear or greed, you are not doing anything good to your society, good to your consciousness, good to your inner space. You are only damaging more, because you might have dropped smoking, but that fear for which you dropped, or that greed for which you dropped, you will be adding that in your inner space. At least with smoking you will destroy only this body. With fear and greed you will destroy your whole lives after lives. Because next body also you will be carrying this fear and greed. Smoking habit you may not carry for the next body, but this samskaras of fear and greed you will be carrying for next body. So let it be very clear. Even if the addiction is dropped, with this truth, you will be liberated. Other than this truth, whatever way you try to drop any addiction, you will only damage your inner space. You may be successful or failure in dropping, but you will damage your inner space. You will damage yourself surely. With this one truth, you will experience totally a different being. You will totally experience a different identity. Start allowing this truth to sink in you. Sit with it, with this truth again and again. Whenever you find time, whenever you can, just sit. Actually, now this will go into, I'll drive these things, this truth into your head so much. Even when you are sitting and doing something, automatically this will be there in your mind. You can't do anything else except remembering, but remembering that you are unclutched. You are unconnected. One more thing, even after having the knowledge that you are unclutched, you will be able to see and live with the world as you are living. You don't have to give up. You don't have to leave everything. And one more thing, your fear about giving up is not even directly related to giving up. It is something like you don't feel that you lived your life. That is why you are afraid to give up. All your fear about giving up is not even about giving up. At some point, all of you know that you have to leave and go away. Nothing can be done. There is no U-Haul service for other planet. There is no U-Haul service for other planet. Let it be very clear. No U-Haul service available. You can't carry anything. You can't put a hook and draw whatever you want. Nothing can be done. No U-Haul service. Let it be very clear. So you know at some point or other you have to leave. It is not even fear of leaving things, fear of dropping, fear of giving up. It is fear that you have not lived. When you are unclutched, you will start living. You will start intensely, really living. Only when you allow this truth to work on you, you will understand how the whole quality of your life has transformed. Now, let's do another one simple experiment. Read whatever you wrote yesterday and how irrelevant it feels, you can see. Try to read with this one understanding that you are unclutched. Yesterday when you wrote, how heavy it was, what all was going on in your mind, and now what is happening in your mind. Just see. Then I will try to respond to some more questions or experiences. Just with the specimen which you have, if you work, that itself will give you a lot more insights. In this Dhyana Spurana, I am not interested in giving you too many techniques and just constantly keeping you seduced. Like how these doctors give you painkillers. Sedators, sorry. Oh, that is a different word, sedis. Sorry, that is a big problem with this, my language. Anyhow, actually I read all these American slang joke books to get some jokes. I learned a lot of American slang words, but I am very careful to use them. The other day I asked Gopal some American slang word I told and asked, what is the meaning of this word? He said, he was shocked. Swamiji, from where did you learn this word? Never ever tell this word to anybody. It's really offending. Then I said, all right. See, these people are so curious. A small story. One priest was giving his sermon Sunday morning. He was talking, oh, country, society has become so bad. The other day I got a DVD from Blockbuster. It was full of nonsense, all sorts of perversions, all too many nonsensical things. I never thought the society has gone so bad. It is uncontrollable. I don't know what to do. After the sermon, one person got up and asked, sir, where did you get the DVD? So now she's asking, what is that word? What is that word? Even if you think that you understood about your being unclutched, do not think continuously you understood, because even that thought can become one more shaft. The understanding which you had yesterday about being unclutched, understanding which you had today morning, understanding which you are having now are not same. Your understanding is growing. Be very clear. So do not think you understood. The more you are unclutched, even from that of being unclutched, you will go into the deeper and deeper level of experience. This one truth can straight away give you enlightenment. Nothing more is necessary. See, it's like this is the space where your consciousness, here is your that identity. Between these two only all these engrams. The moment you start unclutching from your identity, you are just sucked towards the source, towards your very core of the being. You simply drop to the inner space or enlightenment. That's why I say just this one thing can just like a something dropping, just like that you can fall into your enlightenment. Nothing can stop you. With this truth, the important thing is you need to sit and continuously question this and get rid of all the doubts. That is why these 2 days practically I am sitting with you. That is why they call it Upanishad, sitting with the master. Sitting and dropping from all the doubts. I have never spent so much of time in any meditation program continuously. Even yesterday, if you see the number of hours, I don't spend this many number of hours in the NSP or ASP. And moreover, when I make you close your eyes, I go away also sometimes. I am telling you the truth. Once make you tie the ribbon and give the instruction. I go away to my room. After half an hour, I will come back and tell you, please open your eyes. Here I can't do that also. Here I am trying to give you that inner space without making you close your eyes. Because whole day you can't live with closing your eyes. You are going to live with open eyes only. Unless you experience that consciousness with open eyes, it's not going to help you. So I am trying to give you that space of thoughtless awareness or dhyana with open eyes. When you are relaxing from the shaft, first thing you will feel you are handicapped. Your hands are tied and you can't do anything. Suddenly you will see beyond, without even shaft, you will be able to move. You don't have to think. You are just moving. You are living. Things are happening. But there is no shaft. Only that space I call enlightenment. But that can happen only suddenly. Till that happens, I have to make you sit and drive this truth inside. In guilt, these things only create a strong shaft. When it comes to pleasure, you don't create any shaft. Usually, pleasure is such an experience, no shaft is created. Only after the pleasure, the idea about pleasure creates a shaft. When the pleasure itself, when it is happening, there is no shaft. No shaft is created. But after that, your memory about the pleasure, that will create shaft. That photographs. I told you, no? Sitting and playing with photographs. Be very clear, the moment you think of punishing somebody or the revenge, you will only be getting punished. See, the moment you decide to punish somebody, you reduce yourself as a human being. That is the biggest punishment which can be given to anybody. First you punish yourself, only then you punish others. See, the moment you decide you should punish A or B or C, you reduce yourself into a human form, which is not true. That is a big punishment you are giving to yourself. So according to me, punishing and all these things are just social game, life game. Let me be honest. See, according to the world, might is right. That is the only law with which everything works. And here, fighting is no way going to help. All right, you punish him, what is going to happen? You punish somebody, what is going to happen? He will come back with a bigger problem. He will create a little more problem. And nobody is going to keep quiet. Nobody is going to keep quiet. And he is going to give some more problem for you. Then what will you do? Then you will also try to create some more problem. Then it goes on. Finally, who proves might is right, that who proves stronger than other person, he is going to win. When? After death. Till death, it can go on and on. It will never end. I tell you one important thing. The eye for eye. When you start living with the principle of eye for eye, the whole world will become blind. That's the only thing will happen. You will take somebody's eye, and from his group, somebody will take your group's one person's eye, and then it will become continuously. If the same thing goes on, whole world will become blind. That's all. Yes. Actually, when you are unclutched, it disappears. Maheshwara. So when you are unclutched, it disappears. In that angle, we can't say it is uncontrollable. We can say unmanageable. You can't manage them. At one point, it can completely disappear. or it can completely be there. But you can't manipulate them. And manageable. That word can be used.
Give everybody for everything.
That is the right thing. That's the right attitude, man. That's the life. You see, even if you think of punishing others, it is just a waste of time. One more thing, ma. The moment somebody does something wrong to you, the moment he does something wrong to you, that itself is enough punishment for him. Why he is doing wrong? Because he is suffering.
Yes.
He is already in hell. That is why he is creating some disturbance for others.
Right.
So that itself is a big punishment. There is no need to punish him separately.
Right.
There is no need to punish him separately. See, when somebody does something to you, you don't need to give separate punishment. Why is it? The other day, one person came to me. Actually, somebody came to our ashram for healing. He went outside and he was saying some wrong things. So I did not get help or something like that. Then they came and made a complaint to me. Swamiji is telling like that. I told him, why he is speaking like that? Because he is in irritation or he is in hell. So why do you want to punish him more? Why should we curse him? Already he is suffering. There is no other punishment required. So the moment he does something, already he is suffering. What more you want to do? If at all you can do something, let you heal him. That's all. Let you heal her. Nothing else can be done. There are so many people, so many things brought to me. Like this, Swamiji, see that you do something to him. Means what do you want me to do? You want me to curse him or what? That can't be done. No, there are so many cases related to our ashram. They bring it to my knowledge. They bring it to my notice. I can't curse. And one more thing, an enlightened being can never curse anybody. People come and ask me, Swamiji, somebody cursed me, will I have that evil effect? I tell you one thing, only an enlightened person's curse will work. Nobody has got power to curse. Enlightened person will never curse. If he curses, he is not enlightened. So as far as curse goes, you don't have to bother at all. Nobody's curse can disturb you. Nobody's curse can harm you. Because only enlightened persons has got power. Only his curse has got power. An enlightened person will never curse. Then what is there? So, these are all just simple things. Yes.
And also this.
Suffer, what can be done? If you can't accept, then suffer, nothing can be done.
Like adding to Annam's question. So somebody like without us doing anything, they're doing harm to us. So it's so difficult to accept that fact.
See, one thing, ma, these are going to be in the life. These are going to be in the life. The very existence means you take birth mentally being prepared of all these fights which you are going to have here. Being in the planet Earth means you have to go through all these things. Not only for you, you think I don't have a problem? Sit in this chair, then you will understand. Sit in this chair, then you will understand. All the people who come and smile in front of me, what all they do behind my back, I know. No, I know, it is truth. People who fall at my feet in front of me, behind they will go and tell, no, nowadays not like earlier. Earlier it used to be very easy. Nowadays it is not like that. What all they behind the back they talk, I don't know. I know. And they think I don't know. And when they come next time to me in front of me, they keep a different face. And I also do the same drama. I say, oh, nobody like you, you are so great and all these things. I said, what can be done? These are all the usual drama. And this is what is life. So forget about it. At least if you are unclutched, then you are free. Otherwise, you will also have the same tension. Let me just read this question. Let me just finish these two questions and then I will answer your thing. Like Paramahamsa stories, moral at end, I need your calendar type. Already we have done a calendar, na? You didn't see the calendar? Each joke end is your statement, opinion, excellent for all. Oh, Dr. Jaisha, whose question it is? We have already a book. You don't have? You didn't see? Yes, that's what. It's already we have a book. What you are asking? Oh, you are saying it is excellent. Okay, nice. And here you put some equation. You are and you are not as you are aware of your own space. Okay, Baba. I can use it somewhere in my lecture. Who is Jay Shah? You are the person. So is it difficult to change the name? Huh? Is it really difficult to change the name legally in this country? You all change, na? There are so many people you change, na? Professionally difficult to change. Oh. All right, then like that few applications I'll take and consider. But everybody, if they start giving, then I can't do anything. Like these few applications I can take. Still I have not finished. Case by case I'll take. Of course, I think whoever has asked, almost I finished. Only 4 or 5 are left. And I have to just see that persons. Some hard nuts are there. I'm not able to meditate on them. They are not opening at all. I just tried my best to connect with them, but no, that is why I told them to give a big number slip to see the number. Today morning you will see the different slip, just to see that only. When you are sitting and meditating, I will see and put that intellectual, emotional, all those things. Actually, it's a big job giving name. Did you all read this paper? I just categorize people into the 3 level. Who are intellectual based and emotional based and being level based. Intellectual means I give like this Nithyananda, the name related to wisdom, truth, satya, like this. Emotional means bhakta, kamala, the names related to that path. Being level means dhyana and related to energy, shakti, the different kind of name. So I see that number and mark you here. In your here the mark will be there. I, E, B. But don't try to see this paper later on. People slowly try to peep in what kind I belong to. So, no, actually, let me be very honest. You see, for your enlightenment, you don't need this name. You don't need this. First of all, you have to drop the name which you are having. That is the real enlightenment. For enlightenment, you can become enlightened even without this name. That's not a big thing. But there are some people who want to identify with this great identity. Who wants, instead of having this, see, in society you have to use some name. Instead of having that name, let us have this name. Some people feel, just for them I give all these things as instruments, techniques, so that constantly you can remember. That is the reason all these things. But as far as enlightenment goes, you can become enlightened even without this name. Even without this name. I became enlightened without this name only. So after then only I took this new name. So you can become enlightened without this name. Somehow I am telling all these things, but my work is not reducing. Somehow I started this giving name. It has become a big job now. Not like you say, it's like now you have to use this name in the society. Some name, as long as you are alive. No. Being, when I say being level, it is not enlightenment. It's another kind of mental setup in the tree. All the three has to reach towards enlightenment. No, it is not a goal actually. But people make it as a goal. It is not a goal. If you understand, it is the very path is enlightenment. Yes. That's what I am saying now. This moment you can be unclutched. When you don't believe that you are unclutched, then you think you are bondage. You are bound. Yes. Yes, you see, it won't remind me, it will remind you the purpose of coming. You see, actually, the important thing, now you have to use some name in the society as long as you are alive. You are with the body. Instead of using some name, John, these, that things, if you use like this some spiritual name, constantly whenever you repeat that name, you know you are unclutched. Again and again you will be reminded that you are unclutched. So this became a big technique for enlightenment. That's all. But you can remember without this also. That's not a big thing.
Swamiji, a very difficult question. I don't want to bother you with this more problems, but this is a difficult question for me. I've always been pondering where the thoughts are created, where they get dissolved, and where they go, and what is the working of the mind. We call a no mind state, and if you do not know the workings of the mind and where the thoughts come and go, it would be difficult for me to. I will be walking on thin ice.
One thing, from where thoughts come, where they stay and where they disappear, that space is what I call as and now mind. When you are enlightened, you will understand you are not only that space. As and now, if you have 5-acre land, all the 5 acre is mind. Suddenly you will realize you have 5,000-acre land, only 5 acre is mind. That's what is enlightenment. You will have expansion. Only the 5 acre you have, and all the 5 acre is crowded with thought, means you will be suffocated as you are now. When you expand to 5,000 acre, only 5 acre is crowded, you won't feel suffocated in the enlightened space. This is the only difference, nothing else. I experienced joy like no other. When I saw the divine dance last night, I was totally unclutched. Oh God. There's a one. Come on, I forgot to read it. You don't have to read this. Whose card it is? Yes. Who? You want to say something? Yes, yes.
I have a question. I attended the Life Bliss program, and there we were told to do heart chakra every day, and the third eye chakra to do often. No.
What do you say?
Oh. And then yesterday, when I was listening to you,
if you have the particular problem, you want to do that meditation, you are free, ma. Now, if you understand this one truth, do you really feel that your whole being is vibrating with this truth? You are able to understand what I am saying about the being unclutched?
Right, that's why I was going to ask you.
Then, if you feel that you're completely filled with this truth, this is enough. Remember and just sit. Being unclutched, this is enough.
So
if you are not able to feel with this truth, still you have some doubt, you are not able to trust this truth, then you have to go through the meditation. If you are able to feel connected to this truth, you don't need meditation. Why do you Jews have big noses? See, somebody is sending a joke. Because the air is free. These guys. Who wrote this joke? Abhinav. Somebody has written about their personal near-death experience. That's nice. Swamiji, yesterday I was shy and afraid to ask questions. Today I am totally unclutched, a new man. Who is that person? That's nice. Only problem now I have 1,000 questions. Be unclutched from this also, the questions will disappear. Is it possible for a spiritual name to become another identity, to be clutched by it too? Usually it won't clutch, but you can directly unclutch from the name itself, so that I will have less work. Forget about it. Now I feel, why did I start this spiritual name habit? Now it has become a big job for me. Everybody is asking, and I am not able to stop this also. That's why I am trying to create as many barriers as possible, but again and again people are, even with this. Alright, I wanted to ask one more thing. I saw some 30 people have given an application for spiritual name. All 30 of you are really serious about you are going to change the name legally? Let me read their names. Sonia Ade, you are? But here you are given name for new name? Huh? Oh, you changed this morning, okay. Anybody? Why don't you bring the today morning list, ma? I think I have already given, alright. Yesterday I finished half of the work. Only some 4 or 5 are left. Anyhow, if you have changed, then you can let me have that list. Actually, in the NSP time I started this, and it has become a big habit now. Everybody wants new name. Where will I go for? These guys are sitting only for name, na? What to do? Actually, I don't give just like that. I take this very seriously and connect with every individual and choose the name. Just like that, if I give it, then I can give anything. Rama, Krishna, Govinda, Coca-Cola, Pepsi. Keep whatever you want. What is there? Nithya, Coca-Cola, Ananda, Pepsi. I can give all those things. But I can take this as very seriously. And the way in which your personality will expand and achieve the state of eternal bliss, I find that path and give that name. That's why it becomes a big work. Slowly in the next cities I will stop. Kunjan Shah, number 4. Okay. Now I am reading the people who asked for new name, who wants to change legally. If you have any, if you feel that you don't want to change, you can tell me now itself. I will mark so that I don't have to. Number 6. Yes. Okay. But then tell them you have given application. You changed it. That's okay. Good. Less work. Alright, then I will see that list and do that work. That's good. I have such gratitude to you and all those who made this weekend possible. To those who cooked and served the food, to everyone involved, thank you. Yesterday in the naval meditation, I felt much heat in the pelvis area. Can you talk about this? And see, if you have felt the heat, means that you had some problem that is getting healed by that energy. Whenever the energy release happens in that area, you will feel the heat. And please give us the atom bomb. Yes. Dearest Swamiji, are you removing morning and evening meditations for Ananda Gandha healers Who is that Ananda Vinata? God. As long as you have your individual identity, try to do. If you really feel unclutched at that moment and you are not able to do meditation, don't do. That's all. See, if you feel unclutched, you won't be able to do meditation. Then don't do. If you are not feeling, if you are not having that experience of being unclutched, then do meditation. At least that will unclutch you. Teachings of God to His creations are love, peace, non-violence, compassion. How do you explain the way of Mahabharata when God Himself was involved in that war? Could He not solve it by peaceful means? Who is the questioner? You have to ask Krishna. I don't know. I can't justify what all the mistakes which he did. Oh God, now I have a big responsibility. See, these people connect me with Krishna. Now I have to explain all whatever this guy did. All right. Get that one. You see, we don't, whatever we understand by the word non-violence, peace and all those things are very too small. And the logic of universe is totally different. Oh, these are. Chandan Patel is not here. Okay. Then another 2 question mark is there. What about that? Maharshi Mehta, you confirmed, right? Yes, he is confirmed. Ravi Tilak, you have confirmed your name, that you need a name? Huh? Okay, then it's good. It's good actually, little legal problems are there so that my work is reduced. In India, changing name is very easy. So everybody takes the name. That's a big work. And let me answer this question. See, our idea about peace, non-violence, compassion, all these things are too small compared to the idea of existence. It's like a maybe balancing. So, we cannot say what Krishna did is a violence, what Krishna did is not peace. And one more thing, we don't listen to the divine all the time. So naturally divine has to do a little bit of balancing process. See, constantly we are disturbing the nature. So naturally what will happen? The nature has to manage itself, balance itself. So naturally what you think as natural calamities will start happening. So these are all just universal balancing. That's what I can say. This morning when I woke up, I did not wish my husband good morning. Instead I said, be unclutched. And he said, I already am. And I think we can start each morning like that and also remind each other during the day when we speak to others. Yes, you can actually constantly remind others to be unclutched so that they won't fire you. Instead of saying, hi, how are you? We can say, hi, are you unclutched? That's really nice. You can all start saying that. Be unclutched. Are you unclutched? During the meditation yesterday when we have lying face down, I felt an incredible connection to Mother Earth. Actually, you will feel connected to the very nature itself. At first, I felt a rapid pounding pulse beat from the navel and then it slowly calmed down. Then when we are sitting quiet, actually, when you lie down in that pose, you will be able to trust the nature and relax from the body, unclutch from the body. That's why I told you to quietly. Right after that, I felt an emptiness or void in the navel area. This morning, I woke up in a slight stomach ache and I did this meditation and felt better almost immediately. You may not have felt the stomach pain. You must have felt something different in that area. You would have called that You may name that as a pain. My current habit is when a negative thought comes up, I replace with positive thought. How long you will be doing this? Tell me. And again the positive thought will be replaced by negative thought. So it is just a cycle of birth and death. Do not try to replace thoughts. Just unclutch. That is the best way. Is the positive affirmation creating a shaft? Yes. This think positive and all these positive thinking teachings, all these things, be very clear. It will create only more and more difficulty and side effects for you. I have seen people who started practicing this creative visualization, positive thinking and all these things end up in big mess. Consciously they damage themselves irrevocably. Please be very clear. They damage themselves too much. This creative visualization, this positive affirmations, all these things disturbs too much. Just unclutch, you are already ultimate positive. With current unclutchness, would you just say to self, be neutral about situation or thought? You don't have to be neutral. Whatever has to be done will be done by itself. Just trust you have intelligence to function without thinking. You are always afraid that you don't have trust to function without intelligence. That is why you are constantly thinking and don't never function at all. You are afraid that you will do some mistakes and finally commit big blunders. That's what is going on now with your life. Now trust yourself, you can live without thinking. I have many shafts. I worry for other people and their problems. Then if I tell myself I should not do this, I feel guilty for not worrying. What do I do? Who is that person? I think God has to take special incarnation. You see, your guilt is also shaft. Worrying for others is also shaft. When you understand you are connecting and creating which is not there, why don't you relax from it? Forget about it. Don't bother. My gratitude to you for your teaching me how to heal the foot pain I have had for many years. That is okay, but not only the foot pain, try to heal your very being itself. I have
Namah Shivaya. I welcome you all with my love and respects. First few words about Shiva Sutras. Then we'll enter into the Sutras. Shiva Sutras is an applied science, the technology
to experience the ultimate truth in our life. Vedanta is like a theory, the science. Shivasutras is like a applied science, the technology to experience what Vedanta gives as a theory, what you learn as an intellectual truth. In Shivasutras, you are made to experience that. That becomes part of your being. Just reading about the ultimate truth may not be a direct help. It may be inspiration, but it won't be useful in any way unless it becomes your experience. Unless it becomes your experience, words cannot do anything. It won't be able to transform your life. Small story. A father went to meet his future son-in-law, would-be son-in-law. After meeting him, he asked, "My dear, what is your plan about the future? What do you want to do to make your living?" He said, "Living." Son-in-law studies Vedanta, or maybe all the philosophies. He says, "I'll study Vedanta. God will take care of me." And after a few minutes again, father asked, "My dear, how are you planning to provide? How are you planning to take care of my daughter?" "Oh, your daughter? I'll study Vedanta. I'll study Gita. God will provide." After a few minutes, again he asked, "My dear son-in-law, how do you plan? What's your plans about taking care of your kids, children?" "Oh, kids, I'll study Vedanta. God will take care. God will provide." Father comes back, returns to the home. Wife asks, "What's happening? What happened with your meeting? How do you feel with him? What do you think about him?" He said, "I know two things. One, he has no plans for his life, and he has no plans about the future. Another one thing, he thinks I am God." He thinks I am God. Means he expects the father-in-law will provide. Understand, Vedanta directly is not going to do anything in your life. It may give you inspiration. But unless you are transformed, unless it becomes an experience in you, you won't be helped. The Shiva Sutras is a technology to directly transform your being. It straight away works on your being. It straight away transforms your being. Here Shiva is not giving you any theories. He is straight away giving you the technology to explore, to expand, to experience your inner space, what I call Shiva consciousness. Maybe different words, Atman, God, Self, Nirvana, whatever word I may use, it's the same, that eternal bliss. Now, let's enter into the Shiva's words, Shiva Sutras, to understand the teachings of Shiva. Today's topic, death demystified. So let's enter into the Shiva Sutra so that we can demystify the death experience and death itself. Kapalandar manonyasya tishtan militalochana kramena manasodardya lakshe lakshamuttamam. Kapalandar manonyasya tishtan militalochana kramena manasodardya lakshaye lakshamuttamam. Beautiful sloka. Let me give you the translation, then we'll enter into the sutra itself. Of course, I'm giving you the translation just to give you the understanding, but really you'll be able to understand the sutra only when we see the explanation, because Sanskrit, to tell you honestly, cannot be translated. It has got so many meanings. It's impossible to translate. If you have knowledge about Shakespeare, or if you're really a poet and experience Gitanjali in original Bengali, you will understand translation is simply impossible. If you enjoy Shakespeare, you will understand translation is simply impossible. Even single word, if you miss, you won't be able to experience the juice or the real essence. So now I will try to give you the translation for the information, but we will understand the sutra itself when we see the explanation, because only that can give the real meaning, what Shiva wants to convey. With intangible breath in center of forehead, as this reaches heart at the moment of sleep, have direction over dreams and over death itself. This is the translation. Let us explore step by step what Shiva means by the sutra and how it can transform our life. One thing I want to tell you, this single sutra can give you the tremendous power to fulfill all your dreams and to give you the realization dreams are not ordinary thing as you think. Dreams are made of the same stuff in which this world is made. If you think dreams are ordinary, this world is also ordinary. If you think this world is something reality for you, dreams are also reality. This sutra will give you the experience to make, it will give you the power, it will give you the energy to make your dreams into reality, and it will give you the intelligence to understand whatever you think as reality is nothing but dream. It will do two work. It will give you energy to make your dreams into reality, and it will give you intelligence to understand the reality itself is nothing but one more dream. The first line, with intangible breath in the center of forehead. You should understand the word intangible breath. In Sanskrit we call prana. Intangible breath means not the air which goes in and comes out. Air is just a vehicle in which the prana goes in and comes out. Prana is the life force, the energy itself. It's like, understand this one example. If a truck comes inside the temple and drops something, leaves something and goes out, the same thing. The truck is the air, truck is the breath, and the product which comes the product which is delivered is prana. Constantly the air is going in and leaving the prana inside, and the air comes out. The air is going in, leaving the prana inside, and air is coming out. Constantly you are taking prana through air. From the cosmos, you are taking prana through the air. Here, when Shiva says it's intangible breath, he means about prana. He is not speaking about breath. He is not concerned about breath. In India, if you attended Kumbh Mela, you might have seen hundreds of sannyasis. I have seen, they will put their head inside the earth and it will be buried. Head will be buried for 3 days. 3 days they will keep their head under the earth. Head will be buried. Logically, you can't understand. Logically, you will be thinking, then how are they alive? How they are breathing? How the prana is being supplied to the body? But in India, yogis, they know. They can take the prana directly from the cosmos without the help of air. As long as you take prana through air, you need to breathe. You need to inhale and exhale. But when you can take the air directly, when you can take the prana directly without the help of air, you don't need to inhale or exhale through the nose. Your body can directly take the prana from cosmos. One more thing, as long as the incoming breath bringing more prana and going out emptily, if it comes with prana shakti and goes out as empty vehicle, your life will be strengthened. If the reverse starts happening, it comes with less prana and goes out with more prana shakti, person can understand his death is nearing or is going towards the death. That is the reason all great masters who knows or who can sense the prana shakti, they can tell about their death. They will be able to predict about their death. Before the 6 months of their passing away, they will be able to see very clearly the prana moving out of the body. Just the empty air will enter, but when it leaves, it will go out with prana. That's a beautiful concept. In Ayurveda, they call it as the peak age. Till particular age, the person will be receiving more prana through the incoming breath. Less prana will be going out through the exhaling breath, through the outgoing breath. The moment the outgoing breath starts carrying more prana than the incoming breath, they know now the person is moving towards death. If the more prana is brought through the incoming breath, if the incoming breath is carrying more prana than the outgoing breath, you are going towards the life. You are expanding. You are strengthening your body. You are strengthening your energy. If the outgoing breath is carrying more prana than the incoming breath, be very clear, you are going towards the death. You are working towards the death. The great masters, Buddha, Shankara, Guru Nanak, all of them have predicted their death. All of them have predicted their death, including Mahavira. All of them have very clearly predicted about their death. It is just because they are able to sense the prana. They can very clearly experience the amount of prana. They will be able to clearly feel what is happening with their breath. This technique is a beautiful technique. Now Shiva is giving you the technique to work on the prana and to increase the amount of the prana. Not only he is saying the basic truths about the prana, he is giving you the technique also to work on the prana, to increase the prana incoming, and above all, he is giving you the ultimate freedom from the death itself through this technique. Let's enter into the technique. With intangible breath in center of forehead, as this reaches heart at the moment of sleep, have direction over dreams and over death itself. Now he is introducing the next thing. With intangible breath in the center of forehead, the prana moves, functions, stays on the center of the forehead, means Agnya Chakra, when you are in waking state. When you are in dream state, it moves around the neck, around the Vishuddhi Chakra. When you are in deep sleep, it moves around the Ananda, heart center. That is why you can never fall asleep if your head is straight. Unless you relax your head, unless you allow the prana movement, unless you relax, the prana cannot move from forehead to anahata. That's the reason. Unless you relax your head, you can't sleep. Even if you are lying on the bed, try to keep the head straight. You will never be able to sleep. You will never be able to fall asleep. If you think constantly, your head will be straight and your shoulder will be under stress. The stress in the shoulder, head being straight, both are very closely associated. You can see in your life, early morning go to the office, you don't have to do any work. Just sit in your chair and think about the problems. Get stressed, you will have shoulder pain. Without starting any work, you don't have to do anything. Just 10 minutes, remember your manager and meditate on him. You will have shoulder pain. Remember your manager, meditate on him, you will have shoulder pain. Whenever your shoulder is stressed, actually all the pain and the stress you experience first in the shoulder only. When your shoulder is under stress, the neck will never relax. It is very closely connected. That is why people who think constantly, they can neither relax their head nor they will be able to fall asleep. Even when you are lying in the bed, try to keep the neck straight. You can't fall asleep. You won't fall asleep. Even when you are sitting, just put your head down. Simply, you will start sleeping and snoring. Actually, going to some spiritual discourse is the best way to get sleep. Spiritual lectures, spiritual books, if nothing works, start doing some mantra. These 2-3 are the ultimate technique to fall asleep. Anyhow, because in the spiritual lectures, you don't have to think much. He's talking and you can just sit and relax. You don't need to do anything. Whenever you relax, whenever your neck is relaxed, your prana will start flowing towards the anahata, towards the heart center. You will fall asleep. You will fall asleep. Usually, when you are in waking state, your prana will stay in Agnya. You should know these few basic information to enter into the sutra or the technique. That's the reason I'm trying to give you all these esoteric informations. These are all the knowledge or the experiences of ancient rishis. They have done deep research on human consciousness and how to use human consciousness to develop the life. Actually, whole West has done so much in the field of mind. It has done all possible things to enrich human life using the mind, means outer world. East has done all possible researches to enrich the human life using consciousness. West has worked in the line of the mind, outer world. East has worked in the line of consciousness, inner world. Both of them have tried their best to enrich human life, to make the life more comfortable, more blissful, more happy. These are all few techniques created by the ancient rishis to make your life more blissful, more ecstatic, using your consciousness. With intangible breath in the center of forehead, as this reaches heart at the moment of sleep, have direction over dreams and over death itself. Now he is giving the technique. He says, be aware at the moment when your prana reaches to the heart, when you fall asleep, and have direction over dreams and over death itself. Let me give you a small diagram and explain how this technique is going to help you and how to practice this technique. We all know two things: life and death. These two basic things we all know. Life moves from life and death. Constantly life is slipping, entering into death. Life slipping into death is what we call as living. Please understand. Actually, we don't live. We are just waiting for death to happen. Ordinary human beings don't live. Life is just slipping into death. And life is disappearing into death. That is the reason, how many years you may live, you won't feel satisfied. You won't feel you lived your life, because we don't know what is life. Just something is slipping. You are not aware. You are not even aware what is happening in your being. When you become conscious at some point of the life, when you become conscious of life, when you start thinking, contemplating about your life, when you bring awareness into your life, you create a new center in your being. Between this life and death, when you bring more awareness into your life, you create a new center, new space in your life, what I call consciousness. Whenever you are conscious, you will start deciding about your life. Please be very clear. Whenever you are aware of your life, you will naturally start deciding. For example, the more you become aware, more you start designing or choosing what type of car you should drive, what type of house you should live, what type of life you wanted. Every inch you start deciding. You start deciding about every inch. You become conscious about everything, how you should talk, how you should behave, how you should think. Every inch you start becoming aware. Yeah. The consciousness starts happening only when you become aware. You start controlling the life itself only when you become aware. So awareness creates a new thing in your life. You start controlling the life. Only when you become aware, you start controlling the life. And if you become completely aware, you will start controlling the death also. The moment you start becoming aware, you start deciding, you start controlling, you start controlling about your life. The control, you bring things under your control only when you become aware. The moment you bring awareness into your life, consciousness grows and you start deciding, you start controlling the life. You start controlling the life. This happens in the conscious level. See, whenever you are conscious, these two things happen, you know. And in the unconscious level, the dream and deep sleep. If you are consciously thinking, it is life. If your consciousness can't think, it is death. In the unconscious level, if you are aware, it is dream. If you are not aware of anything, it is sleep. It's a please understand this one diagram. You'll be able to understand this technique, and this very understanding can transform you. Practicing is one thing. This very understanding will inspire you to practice, because these are all the basic truth about life. Once you know how to breathe, breathing, the best way to bring energy through your breathing. After that, you don't have to do it consciously. Just because of the very understanding, you will start doing it. Now, we are working on your consciousness. In the waking state, means this state, when you are aware, in the conscious state, or what psychology calls as conscious state, if you are aware, it is life. If you are not aware, it is death. In the unconscious state, if you are aware of something, it is dream. It is called as dream. If you are not aware of anything, it is called deep sleep. In the life, if you bring more awareness, you start controlling life. Same way, in the dream, if you start bringing more awareness, you will be able to control the dream and the deep sleep. Understand? This is the conscious level. In the conscious level, if you are aware of any movement around you, it is called life. If you are not aware of any movement, it is called death. In the unconscious level, if you are aware of any movement, it is called dream. If you are able to see anything, if you are able to feel anything, if you are able to experience any movement, it's called dream. In the unconscious level itself, if you are not able to feel anything, if you are not able to understand any movement, anything, then it is deep sleep. These are the four things. Between life and death, if you become aware of living, if you are conscious about living, you start controlling the life. You start deciding. You think, I think this type of car won't help me. This type of house is not going to work for me. I think enough with this wife. You start deciding, I am done with this job. You start deciding. The more you become conscious, you start chiseling your life. You start controlling, deciding your life. Same way, again here, if you bring little more consciousness to this space, if you become conscious of the dream state, if you bring the same consciousness to the dream state, here you will be able to control your dream and the deep sleep, controlling life and death, controlling dream and deep sleep. Both controlling life and death, controlling dream and deep sleep, both requires one important thing, awareness. Awareness is the main key to control life and death and to control dream and deep sleep. Here Shiva is giving you the technique to bring awareness into your dreams. To bring awareness into your dreams. And he says, bringing awareness into your dream, not only it can help you to control the dream and deep sleep, it can help you to control the death and life also. We may think how he is answering. Let us see the sutra and you will see the answer. He goes to the extreme of saying, all of us know, if you bring awareness in the life, you can control your life. If you become completely aware of the prana flow, how the prana is coming or how the prana is going, how to retain more prana in the body, you can control the death also. This all of us can understand. But Shiva says, bring awareness to the unconscious, to the dream state. Not only you will be able to control the dream, you will be able to control the deep sleep. He says you will be able to control the death and life. He gives so many different techniques. He offers so many different techniques to give us the experience of ultimate truth and energy. How Shiva is saying control over dream and deep sleep can bring the control over life and death. Let us see. With intangible breath in center of forehead, when you bring prana to the forehead, when you start experiencing prana in the forehead, you will understand not only prana is separate from air, it is made of a stuff. It is the stuff out of which the reality and the dream both are made. Whatever you call as reality, whatever you call as dream, both are made of the stuff called prana. Prana is the energy. Prana is the substance with which this reality and that reality both are made. One more thing. When Shankara says this whole world is Maya, he means this only. He means the stuff in which this world is made, in the same stuff only, that world is also made. When you understand this, you will have the tremendous power, you will create tremendous energy to control both. As on now, you are just a victim. You can't even control your dreams. Understand? You may think you are a big person. You may have big identities. You may have big concepts about you given by the world, given by the society. That you are a great person. You are this, you are that. All your university degrees, all the certificates given by the society, all the big name and fame, everything you may have. But you can't even control your dreams. You are just victim of your dreams. You are an unconscious level. At least that energy, that space, if it can be used to bring more and more awareness into your being, if it can be used to raise the level of consciousness into your being, it will reflect in the life. If the quality of your dream changes, if the quality of your deep sleep changes, the quality of your life will change. The quality of your dream quality of life, both are directly connected with each other. Because life is nothing but daydreaming, dream is nothing but night life. Night life is dream, daydreaming is life. In the day, whatever you do, you call it as life. In the night, whatever you do, you call it as a dream. In the day, if you are not able to do anything, you call it as death. In the night, if you are not able to do anything, you call it as a deep sleep. In the day, if you have the tribudi, in Sanskrit, a beautiful word tribudi means, in the daytime, if you have three things, experience, experienced, and the experience. Experiencer, experience, and the experienced. It's like I can give you the explanation, give you an example. Coffee, and the person who drinks the coffee, and the experience of the coffee taste. In the daytime, if you have all these three, it is called life. In the daytime, if you don't have all these three, it is called death. In the night time, if you have all these three, it is called dream. In the night time, if you don't have all these three, it is called death. Now you can understand the direct relationship with your dreams, with your deep sleep, and with your death and the life itself. Shiva is trying to give meditation techniques for all kinds of human beings. People with insomnia, not only this technique will heal them, it can straight away use the time for useful things. Even if you are not sleeping, if you can enter into this technique, after finishing the explanation, I'll exactly explain the technique itself. How to go into that space. If you enter into this technique, not only your insomnia will be healed, it can give you different consciousness, different understanding. Shiva says, with intangible breath in the center of forehead, as this reaches heart at the moment of sleep, have direction over dreams and over death itself. With intangible breath in the center of forehead means your prana staying in the forehead. As on now, always your prana stays in forehead. The moment you start moving towards the dream state, it starts coming towards the Vishuddhi, throat center. The more you move towards the deep sleep, to the deep sleep state, it goes to the Ananda, heart center. Same way in the death also. The more you are energetic, the more you grow in the life, the prana gets centered, accumulated in the forehead. The incoming breath bringing more prana, outgoing breath going empty means your prana will be centered on the forehead. If the incoming breath is bringing less prana and the outgoing breath is taking more prana means slowly the prana will slip into Vishuddhi, throat center. If the incoming breath is not bringing prana at all, only outgoing breath is taking the prana, means you will fall completely into the heart center. Understand, if you understand prana, the basic truth about the prana, you will understand life and death, dreams and deep sleep. Both have got same formula. Same formula. Actually, from life to death, falling, from waking state to falling into the deep sleep state, both are directly related to prana movement. If the prana movements, prana coming in, going out, if it is handled properly, you can handle the life and death and dream and deep sleep. Both can be handled just by handling the prana. Prana is the thread. If you know how to handle that single thread, you can handle life, death and dream and deep sleep. Dream and sleep, life and death. Both can be handled just by the single key, single thread called prana. It's a very deep yogic subject. It's a very intense subject. I'm trying to explain the intense truth, the intense subject, basic things about the life, how you grow towards the life or you grow towards the death. In life you can see, till particular age you will be becoming more and more strong. After that age,